Hello, this is FG back with you for Anbennar, continuing on with the Newshire campaign. Picking up where we left off, we had just finished the Ascani Wars of Consolidation, and we are expanding I guess we're developing ourselves a little bit. Despite our shift away from the stewardship of old, the New Shiremen still enjoy celebrating at Free Cobble. It just so happens that, as it turns out, no amount of magic can prevent a marrow from rotting forever. Though the people have less of a say, that doesn't mean they can't celebrate. In keeping with the old traditions of the Newshire Free Fair, a huge crowd gathered at Fresh Cobble to show off their feats of plant transmutation, with the winner having the honor of supplying the next government building. Let's go with a gigantic gourd. Okay, and then this needs Rise of a Witch King. Yep. Alright, we're gonna be getting the Vertimancy relatively soon. Life is starting to return to normal in a Sugan. B50 will enter a new and prosperous era. Let's go with this. How is that going to affect? Doesn't do anything. It's good. Listen closely. They say that the Chloromancers of Newshire speak to Halan. I wonder if she speaks back. Right. Spreading the culture. We will get Seeds of Sorrow relatively soon. I will give them manpower. Which army was that? This one. Hardesty Bards. Still don't quite have the money to be doing that. Let me go ahead and do this. And go to Lavore. Okay, which leader died this time? One of the ones who wasn't on the army, that's good. Alright, time for buildings. Production buildings. Good. Should be stable government. I want that. Give me the admin. 54. This is just absolutism. Open the real or magic menu. What can I do with transmutation? Go enhance ability. Alright, that worked. Land theft. Side with the clergy. Let's call these guys up. do that. And we can take this. Yeah, monthly reform progress is pretty good. How close are we to the Verdomancy? Yep. Halflings can come in, should they so desire. Also, I am going to go ahead and unaccept them. And accept Coven Palladic. Because eventually we are going to get rid of all of the Nurchestarians. I'll not get rid of them, but they will be being outnumbered, I suppose. Borg. My religion map mode. Yes, right here. Wandering Wyverns. Finally got that poured up. Alright. Okay. Let's just do that. These guys can stop drilling, and I will send them to go deal with this army once they have a little bit more morale. What can I take? Oh yes! Stinging Lancer is high in the hive wherein she rests her wings. The queen is loved by all her underlings. Her robes are long, hide her deadly sting. Beware, she has no need for knight or king. But hold no fear within your halfling heart. She has no wish to pierce your heart. Pierce your heart with her dart. She simply wants plants with no delay to grow up strong and seize the Newshire day. Excerpt from The Honey and Hive, a children's book by Conrad Kettlebrook. Right, they can head right this way. And I can build a few more production buildings. A bunch of those. Continue drilling the armies. Alright, that's one province done. How it goes. University. Human stability. 32. Let's get another 5 cannons on each of these. Okay, let's go to a merchant. And with this, we're transferring. Transfer trade here to... There's our court mage. There's one ugly looking orc woman. Alright, let's go ahead and stop drilling for the moment. A panic, an experimental elixir, a miscast spell, a single pumpkin seed caught in a crossfire, the worst disaster Newshire has ever seen. Within minutes, the verdant seed had grown to the size of a castle. Great roots dug deep into the ground, and rumbling from the growth could be felt across the nation. Vines and ivy covered freshly toiled soil in hours. And that was before the beasts arrived, monsters of twisted bark and swarms of razor-toothed sprouts. Is this the price we pay for progress, the cost of success, of prosperity? Did we give it too much? Right. This army to deal with them. Alright, excellent. Curd. Alright, when are we getting our last mage tower? Pretty soon. I will take the money, actually. Eldritch Cultists migrate. Go ahead and convert those over to Halflings. I'd like to get rid of the Raven Marchers as well, eventually. Big question comes from the Orcs. We could start purging them. Although, at this point, we're accepting them, so we could just leave them. Local Elven Lords. Yeah. We can go to universities now, can't we? Yeah, do that. Alright. Seeds of Stone. Ascan is slowly but surely falling under our complete control. Despite this, terrorist elements remain, plotting against the success of Newshire at every turn. They must be stopped. If we were to construct a series of mage towers across our new territories, we would be able to use them as eyes, similar to lighthouses. Being able to see our new subjects would go a long ways towards encouraging them to accept our rule. So that's just -2 unrest. Yeah, alright. Now, this army can continue drilling. Yeah. Slavery pays off. Need to do something with these guys. I'm gonna give them Vivomantic experimentation. Lose the innovativeness. Okay, not here. Alright. Now we can do a few of these. Shit. I'm just gonna have to wait. Able to Professionalism sounds good. You can go 2, 3 here, and then 1, 2. Grombar, you're gonna have to deal with that yourself. Was proposal. There is a knock at the door. Ella Kettlebrook, sister of the first High Steward and a powerful mage in her own right, stands on the threshold. In her hand, she holds a map, and she's dressed in traveling clothes. I have a plan, she announces, tilting her chin up. You won't like it, but it's our best chance. She details a journey, first to the Magisterium to seek treasured knowledge. Then, should that prove fruitless, to Hellas, where the spirits of the land are said to walk amongst men. Fanciful, but she's correct. Outside the Marrow, another riot can be heard. Hurry up, please. This is good. That should help my income out. Alright, just press rebels here. Okay. And I need this. Alright, tear down the walls. Castenath is unlike any other part of Newshire. Urbanized, closed off, and covered with stone instead of farmland. We own the city now. We can change that. Right. 999. Alright. Take mercantilism. Long term, that's a good idea. Build that. Engineer. Also probably help our income out a lot. These guys can just drill. Off for the moment. Terry divided, siege ability. We'll go for military tech. Half-orc can be tolerated. We have half-orcs in Castenath. We do. Provide pretty good buffs. And let's work on actually getting absolutism up. Let's go with this one. At least try and get some absolutism. Yeah, give me the mercantilism. Alright, how are we looking military-wise? Doing good on the armed professionalism. Alright, we should be able to take that next month. Beating the Magisters. No Ascani nation wishes to engage with Magisters. Regrettable circumstances. I can wait for the end of the year. I only get a 1 year ahead of time. Into the Grand Library. Reaching the Moonmount Library is no easy task, but Ella makes the climb over and over again, spending days searching through each page, desperately seeking a cure, but nothing. The disaster is of our own making, it appears. It's somewhat fulfilling to hear that none had progressed this far with vivomancy as we have, but this is hardly the time. Regardless, Ella refuses to be deterred. Even when she returns empty-handed, it is time to make an even longer journey. Right, take that, take that. And we need upgrade. We will go with civil cannons. Uprooting. Deep within the vines emerge a beast of epic proportions, bring with it swarms of sharp-toothed seedlings. This probably was... Okay. Over mountain and vale. Roads go ever on, out of port and over sea, to the lands of elf and sun, through deserts, drylands, and dark trees, over farmlands near the coast, into jungles filled with vines. For we seek Halan's temple most, that we may speak to the divine. To Hellas. Okay. Let's get rid of right of council. It's bad news. Can't afford to give them any more influence than that. Alright. Uprooting. Alright, let's actually bring more guys over here this time. This one is much worse. We're just gonna let that one fire naturally. This army can go deal with them, though. Okay, we need a general here. Cut them down. The expedition reaches Mindanon. The locals, when translated, speak of this place with awe. The temples here are incredible, rising out of jungle canopies towards the sky, and yet, standing here, every halfling feels a strange sense of being grounded, as if Halan herself is standing next to them. Ella enters one of the temples alone, bringing nothing but the clothes on her back, a pot of tea laced with sleeping draught, and a notebook and pencils. She sleeps but doesn't dream. Instead, she speaks. Is anybody here with me? I've always been with you, halfling. I come seeking aid. The verdict, I know what you seek. Tell me, child, what makes one form of life different to another? Would I not love you all the same? I don't understand. Not yet, but you will. If you only speak to it as if you speak to me. Ella leaves the temple with a complex-looking potion scrawled in her notebook. These guys run off too. One of them ran that way, the other one came this way. I cannot afford for that to fire right now. Have someone morale help me fight a little bit better. Go deal with Still Hill. The dowsing of Newshire. Ella drinks her potion. The verdant seed looms above her. When she awakes, she is silent, thoughtful. The seed is the same as it was, but something is different about it. A shift in the air, perhaps. Over the coming days, the roots and vines begin to recede, shrieking just behind the ruined walls of Castaneath. Ella remains quiet on the matter, only saying she had a chat with the verdant seed. Whatever that means. Did it work? From there. These guys here. Alright. Life. Blood is in a literal sense life. Much blood has been spilled by this instance of life, and as such, the old contradiction remains true. Ella Kettlebrook has opted to remain in Castaneath, acting as the city's sole permanent inhabitant. The Chloromancers will study the verdant seed and its offspring, but only from the safety of their laboratories, built in carefully selected locations in the area. None will forget the verdant seed anytime soon. None will forget Halan's wrath against our hubris. Perhaps we should have known better, or perhaps this is just one of her lessons. A fifth great task. Alright. Manufactories. Alright. Time to get a few more cores. Alright. For it well. And this too. Let me throw a centralization effort edict down here. Try and fight this. Yep, do that. All flesh is grass. We stared at death in the eyes and showed it life. Okay, ruler needs to be 50, so we're about 10 years off. And we need a mage of rank 5, which we can do. Stay home. Let's actually convert all of these over to Newfoot Halflings. So... go deal with them. Done. Alright. That and this. More manufacture. Nope, I actually have balloon to pay off. I should do that first. Right. Okay, let's build some more buildings. Let's go to Borg. Alright, let's build a couple of forts. Where forts should go. Okay, so the idea is I hand a couple provinces over to Voron March. Back to drilling. Oh, I think they had an icon for Ebon Steel. Do that. That. And we roll as we see fit. Clergy lose some influence, good. Religious diplomats. Clergy. A manufacturer right here. That's easy. Who had silent streets? Alright, so both of these go over to Grombar. Meanwhile, I come right here, and the rest of these go over to Voron March. I got a battle from Balmeyer as well. I'll probably start saving for the institution. Slavery dwindles. Paper. Paper is actually better than slaves, like a lot better. Alright. Right, these also go over to Voron March. Okay, let me just head over to Vangheim real quick. And what would be good to develop? Okay, and then I can go ahead and also convert these over. Right. Now I can do no longer dreaming. With the walls gone, it will be much easier to move resources and people of Castaneath to other areas of Newshire. We'll leave a skeleton crew of loyal Newshiremen in their place, keeping the city from being completely abandoned. It might be of further use in the future. Development less than 16. Air, Pearl's Edge, True Dagger can both be rivals. Okay. Eternal. Elkinford. Need to be halfling or someone that I actually accept. Okay, let me go ahead and throw down. Nope, not that one. A few more of those. Every time they have to come from some random culture. Alright, next one I see, I'm just gonna take. Congratulations, Green Orcs. You've been accepted. Here. Let us that. Raider. No. That way, I'll just take the inflation. Okay, that's a core. Social mobility. Get rid of that. That. Keep strong duchies. Yeah, pisses them off. We now actually have some ability to get absolutism. Yes, we will invite the lizard folk. They have these... Okay, they're still working on coring that. Two more months and I'll have this done. Yep. Age of Artificery, doesn't matter. North Citadel, welcome. Alright. He is 50. Where's Balmeyer? Go ahead and throw a high-level fort down there. Yep, that's just how it goes. Fort. I am just gonna throw a bunch of these down, because the whole reason why Grombar exists at this moment is just to be a march. For me, I can do this, that, that. Border regions can get military ones. Alright. Should take us pretty much to the max. Does. Alright, Spring Eternal. One of our finest advisors has an interesting proposal, one which could dramatically increase the effectiveness of our current methods of Vivomancy. Take care not to give too much. And we have Verdant Vivomancy. Vivomantic rewards. Alright. Blood is, in the literal sense, life. Tragically, many in our nation struggle to pass their blood on. We may have a solution, one without any doors this time. Osmond Kettlebrook, a halfling of 42, named after the oldest ancestor his father could trace his line to, stared unblinkingly at his garden. A small crowd had gathered, but beyond the slightest of mutterings, all was silent. Micah stood next to him, clutching his hand tightly. Never had Osmond thought he would have a child. His proclivity simply wouldn't allow it, and despite his desperate desire for one, it was all right. He had Mika, and Mika had him. Something moved beneath the soil. Even the mutterings were quiet now. When the Chloromancers offered him a solution, Osmond was skeptical. But what did he have to lose? The verdancy was behind them. The worst that could happen would be the death of his garden, and the potential payoff was simply too high to turn down. If this worked for him and Mika, it could work for Poppy and Adeline, who faced the same dilemma, or Errol, who simply preferred his own company, but still fervently hoped for a child, or Brandon and Isabella, who had tried hard for so long but seemed stymied at every turn. From underneath the ground, pushed up on a bed of bright green leaves, a squalling halfling baby emerged. Giveth Halan, and Halan giveth back. Okay. That is wild. So we literally just create halflings now. Please, for the love of God. For the damn province. Okay, do that. We'll drill here instead. F4 optimization. Yeah. Marshes and Will of the Wisps. Rebuilding the fortress is worth it. Yeah, I'll pay the 50 admin. Who won? The Magnates won. We'll convert Eskerborg. Right, that should also increase it. And finally, we want to throw down a Dowager's. No, shit. What was I thinking? Not Dowager's. Wrong one. And that one. What is the House of the Verdant Seed? Home of the Verdant Seed. Nope. It's just how it goes. Popular mathematician. Alright, combat width is currently 34. Let's go up to 36 and 30. 36, 30. 36, 30. 36, 30. You have nearly a full back row of cannons now. Right. Local missionary strength is very good, especially when it comes to converting this, because it entirely cancels out the religious center. Alright. There we are. No more conversions, except for the things in free chest here. Rest. Enforce a mandate of Dust and Wall. Let the wilds take over. The verdant sea was born from a failed experiment in Castaneath, and try as we might, we have been unable to destroy the cause of the catastrophe. Even today, the seas in the middle of the city require constant monitoring in case another outbreak. Instead of trying to destroy it, it may be more prudent to contain it within Castaneath and to allow the Chloromancers free access to the area for their experiments. Alright. Blood is, in the literal sense, life. Plenty of creatures in Newshire, in particular, those taller than us, have blood to spare. We shall see how much life they can offer us. Alright. Newshire Sunwatchers. See what these guys do. Oh. It's just minus devastation. A lot of minus devastation. Which is interesting, but not actually super great. Let us also, just for funsies, about this army. These guys don't have any effects, do they? Nope. Alright, so these are the Squashkin. They attach to the pea pods. Yeah, those will get converted, but there's not much I can do about it. Yeah, I think that's about it for Newshire. We have done all of our missions, including the 7 colors. This is very good. Cabbage Patch Kids is something. Alright, I think that'll be it. Let me take a look over in the ledger. Nearly 100 power projection. Tech, we fell a little bit behind on tech. It's fine. Governments, score. Only the 4th highest in score. Didn't have great score in the Age of Monsters because we are a Niscani adventurer. Had a whole lot in the Age of Unraveling and having a ton of the Age of Witch Kings as well. Religion-wise, we are Cornite, and we're doing okay. Got a lot of previous rulers. Dustin Small Knight, and then Kettlebrook are the family that most of the narratives are written from. Pretty good professionalism. Fine siege ability. Actually quite good discipline. Force limit. We have enormous force limit, and we would begin getting even more. Navy. We don't have a navy. Army losses. Very high. Third most income, nowhere near where we were last game, obviously, but enough to maintain our armies. We're actually most plurality of Newshire Halflings. Then Green Orcs and Coven Bladic. I believe that got even larger. Yeah, we basically have created a new small country that's actually bigger and better than the original small country. Which is fun. Obviously, if I kept playing, we would have converted the entire Whistle Vale over to our culture. Do the last of the Falsemire. Also the West Wall approach. And then from there, probably do a couple more provinces, and I'd probably stop converting about here, and we'd have a nice border. Maybe do these two provinces as well. You could have obviously expelled the orcs, but not really worth it. Plus we have an orcish vassal, and that would have messed our relations up really badly. Other than that, Vorin March, we probably would have fed some of the traditional Vorin March claims over, like Newshire and Essold. Should be fun, and then probably these, as well as some Blue Reachman provinces. For Grombar, if I cared enough, I could go fight Irviksten and grab probably a whole bunch of this. Corvaria has remained our steadfast ally for basically the entire campaign. Sesterand is still the Emperor. We could get an alliance with them if I improved relations. Laurent is pretty much equal in power to me. Which is fun. I do wish the reward was a little bit more exciting than just lose devastation. If it was like one devastation, that'd be really cool. But it's not. There. Oh, this is quite fun just to click. Is there anything else? You know what? We'll keep playing for a little bit until these provinces are converted. Adapting to unsettling life. The light of Balmire comforts all. Who's planning to attack Riveria? Them. Cult of Ulios. How is the Cult of Ulios doing? There's a bunch of Rent-a-Seekers too. What happened here? They converted to Rent-a-Seekers for some reason. Cult of Ulios. Maybe just a little bit. They're Black Doctrine. If I played longer, I'd eventually probably flip to Black Doctrine, maybe. Antilism is right. I would have been doing that more consistently. We would have been comedically overpowered. How many more slaves do we actually have left to sell? Zero? Yep, I think zero. And then preachers, sure. Longer for these. Few years. Such beautiful cultural borders. Let's take a look at the rest of the world a little bit. Lake Federation seems to be broken. I played them. I was intending to record a series over here, but it seems to be broken right now, so that didn't happen. It's a shame too, because I got through like 40 years worth of gameplay and then it just sort of stopped working. But occasionally that is how it goes. Force the mandate of Dustinwall. Again. Continuing to drain development from here. And what else can we take? Yeah. That. Career. Yep. And these guys can get as well. They gotten any extra cores from separatists? They have not. You know what? Let's use this army. See how they perform. These guys are super slow, though. They have a great conqueror. Oop. Biz has been getting dunked on, I think. Okay, this. There's one more province. Strategic goods. A lot of fur, livestock, grain, cloth. Marlwood Tunnel, we can do that actually, why not? Please. 98, 99. This can get level 3 center of trade. This can too. Get a level 3 center trade as well. Alright, and Northern League. Actually, 2 minor of a power. And the culture conversion is done. Alright, I think that's about where I'm gonna end it. We have conquered all of Ascon. We have started creating Cabbage Patch Kids for some reason. I guess to increase the population a lot more rapidly. But there we are. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good day.